It is a beautiful weather here. It is between spring and summer, between 22 and 24 degrees. The flowers are open. As I was walking in the park, I decided to record something I thought I would never record and give names I thought I would never give. Because when it was happening, I felt uncomfortable talking about beings from another religion. And then I was walking in the park and I was like, you know what? Fuck it. Let's talk about it. Let's fly the crazy flag high. Let's just go on full on crazy. So we are going to talk about the myth and the legends. Are they real? Or a figment of my imagination? I will let you decide. I will not talk about the mini stage and whatever happened during that journey. I will try to stay on the few myth and legend as I remember them, if I remember them. Before starting that recording, I did a small list of those that I wanted to talk about. So let's see. So, for example, earlier in the journey, during the soul integration, the cross was put in the body. And if your body was in a bad state, the ink was also put in the body at about the same time. So the cross was within the body, but it was not activated yet. The cross will be activated once all the physical body has been rewritten and connected to all that you are and beyond it. So the ripples will emerge from the cross and will send new frequency to the whole body. And once that is done, the menorah will appear. It is a 7-branch menorah. The main flame base will be on the higher heart and will be all around the head. It is the biggest flame. And then there is one flame on the shoulders. Then a flame inside each of the elbow. And last, a flame in each of the hands. The menorah base will be just below the feet. So I cannot say what the Jewish say about the menorah, because I do not know that religion, but I just know, I only know that when the cross is fully activated and rewrite the physical body with higher frequency, the cross will transform into a menorah. A 7-branch menorah. Just a little bit further down that evolution, the Jewish wedding canopy will appear. It is inside that wedding canopy that the wedding with all that you are will happen. And as it was happening, as I was told, marriage between two humans is just a simulation of a higher wedding, the wedding between you as a human and all that you are. And humans are constantly trying to recreate ceremony which have higher meaning. And we are constantly trying as humans to recreate those ceremonies in the human world. So a lot of those ceremonies are interwoven with human ceremonies and habits that are part of our way of life. The cobras appear very often around Buddha. And Google is my friend, because every time something was happening, I was looking in Google, what is that about? Has it happened before? Was it written about somewhere in one religion? And for the cobras, many websites in India popped with pictures with the cobras above the Buddha. But in fact, there is two cobras. There is a first one, like a baby, that appear much earlier in the journey, just when the three centers are integrated in the body system. A square with a triangle above it appear around the head. It is when you are fully connected and of this earth. And when it does, the cobra will emerge and will send ripple throughout the brain. It can be very difficult to live through, because basically, for me, it lasted 1 month. It was extremely painful. And the body system really answers to the vibration of the earth. So for example, me, I couldn't be anywhere in my home but in my bed. The energies in my bed were the only one, dampening the pain. And there is a place that I truly love where I live. And I go there every day to have my sparkling water and my cake. And as soon as I was sitting there, I was in extreme pain. And I could walk just 2 meters further down, and the pain was gone. Until I had an appointment with my best friend. And I remembered it was at the end of the month, in December, a few years ago. And I was in extreme pain. And I had been in that mall many times. And I was downstairs. She was trying to tell me where the restaurant was. And I was just downstairs crying. I couldn't use my brain at all. And for those who have been through Merkaba activation and through higher self-integration, they will know a bit what it is about, because this is time when it can be difficult to be in your brain. You lose memory, you don't know where you are, the Merkaba activate, you have difficulties. This is much worse. This is your consciousness awareness have to get out of your brain fully. You go in your heart and you exist in the other part of your body. The brain have to be completely vacant. You cannot be there anymore. It cannot be used until the first cobra emerge from it. And when it does, the whole brain is at peace. And it is a baby cobra, it is a green one with black dot. And once you have done the wedding canopy, the king cobra will emerge. And the king cobra is a majestic, magnificent white king with red eyes. And he will stay with you for a long time. The king cobra will appear just when you have left the trees of all trees, because the wedding canopy is within the roots of the trees of all trees, and they appear as root with the physical eyes. But with the sixth eye, they appear as geometric construct, and they are activating your body, preparing it for that integration. And when it is done, the king cobra appear. It will wrap itself with many coils around your left leg. There is something I forgot to say. During the wedding canopy, your body was rewritten by a python, a white python. And when he will finish, he will join your body, wrapping around your right leg. And as they grow, you can feel the energies inside your leg. And every time you feel it, you know they are growing and multiplying. Now, I don't remember how many coils and what type of energy and how it felt. It is very distinct. I put it in my book, The Geometry of Evolution, and I would have to consult to talk about it. But basically, both of them will multiply. And I haven't heard of the python. I tried to look for it in Google's and in many Indian websites, but I couldn't find anything about it. Only about the king cobra that appear above Buddha. And it is true, it is a different tree. The trees of trees disappear and is replaced by a kind of body tree, a weeping tree. And the king cobra is there for a long time with the king python. And then you are moving to another stage, and the tree of the Garden of Eden appear. And when it appears, your God self is there to welcome you in its bosom. This is the time when the staff, the rod of Asclepius, appear. They are real, and they will appear then to heal some part of your body, because we are always going higher in that journey, higher vibration, higher frequencies, many rays of light and healing, more beings surrounding you, supporting that journey, the teachers that were there at your birth, and I'm not talking about that human birth, at the beginning of creation, when your consciousness emerged from the womb of your God self, are there to guide you and are supporting you. At that time, they will come to visit you. They were there through all your journey, dispensing knowledge to you. And now they are coming as witness in the multidimensional reality, and next to you, at your left and at your right. So to go back on that journey, this is when the Christmas tree appears. You are no longer within the root, which are in fact geometrical construct. You are at the trunk of the tree. And there are 3 yew trees, sacred trees, filled with light. And when that happened, I said, is it why we have Christmas tree? And they were before putting candles, because it's filled with light, and those lights are coming from candles. And it is the times, if you are Christian, many of you have seen the Virgin Mary surrounded by the stars. But for example, in the medallion I have, the stars are around her head. But in fact, the stars will be all around your body, and they will send light to your heart because it needs to vibrate higher. So everything can come through in this reality and in this life, in this body system, held within your crystalline structure. There is so many more of the journey that you will discover. Another very surprising part of the journey was when the 3 witnesses came in. And of course, when they happened, I had to go to Google. I didn't know who they were. And I never ask questions. I hate asking questions. So either the answers come, or before even the answers come, I go to Google, and while I Google, I hear the answers. Either with my kind of ear or within my heart. And you have 3 witnesses. And when I read about it with Buddha, I read he was tempted with sex. And of course I laughed. Well, it's not going to work for me. You cannot tempt me with sex. With chocolate, you might. Sex, I'm quite safe if that ever happened. But it will not necessarily be about sex. It was about something else for me. And I was really tempted, and it was really hard to resist. I will not say what it was. It has to be a surprise after all. But basically, the three witnesses, and I thought I would never say their name, because there is so many controversy nowadays when you talk about other people, gods and things. But I was like, you know what? They do not have nationalities. They are just beings of light who choose to come in a country or whatever because of the energy that was held there, because that was necessary for the story of human, for the story of evolution of the human beings, for the story to be written, for the myth and legends to appear. To the three witnesses, we are first Shiva, Vishnu, and Brahma. Shiva and Vishnu sitting in lotus posture, Brahma standing. For 3 days. And then Brahma will be replaced by Durga. And then she will lead the dance. And Shiva and Vishnu will follow her. She will each time initiate the movement, and then the next day they will replicate the movement she had done the day before. But at the beginning of the journey, as witness, they will have in each of their hands, because yes, I have read in the Indian books that they have a number of hands, but at that time they both had 10 hands. They will hold in each of their hands the candle, the trident, Shani Mudras, the small cross of Yeshua, and last, open hands on the knees. And they will stay there for quite a while as they witness everything inside and outside you. Another of the, well, it is not really a myth. It is the Rose of Venus that is written about, her pattern looking like a rose, where the Rose of Venus is what will help you integrate Source. This is the pattern of the divine. As I said, they can be for some myth and legends. For me, they are my reality. It is up to you to decide. It is a beautiful journey. And everything has already been written about. Sometimes as I lived through it, it was not exactly as I found it on Google. So for example, the Dharma chakra. It appeared many times during that last part of the journey. And in the middle of the Dharma chakra, there is something resembling the yin-yang symbol, except it have 3 curves instead of, the one in the yin-yang symbol. And in the Indian sculpture or text, it appears like that, even if the Dharma chakra has more than 8. But in my journey, it is only when the Dharma chakra has above 20 branches that symbol appear in the middle, and only when the Dharma chakra turn. When the Dharma chakra has 4, 6, 8 branches, it is only a vacuum in the middle, because it is turning extremely fast. So, of course, sometimes what I saw wasn't exactly what I read about, or the sculpture, or the statues I saw in books and in Google, or in Indian website. I noticed some difference, and I don't know if it was for my journey. I hear it is not. It is supposed to be like that. But I cannot cross-reference. And it is one of the reasons I'm recording all those stories. I would be delighted if people contact me, come forward and tell me their journey and the extraordinary things they witnessed along it. Because that's how the last part of the journey. But at the beginning of the journey, you can have mermaid playing in your field, peeking above your shoulder when you integrate the energy of Lemuria and Atlantis. It is beautiful. It is truly beautiful, and everything has been written in the Jewish religion, the Christian religion, the Hindu religion, and the Buddhist religion, and many others that I don't know about yet. So if ever you hear that, you hear those crazy stories, and you have story of your own that are part of the myth and legend of the humans, just say it in the comment. I would be so happy to hear about other people's experience. With much love.